Well, let's move away from the Israeli elections and now to the latest on the Saudi oil field attack. The Gulf Kingdom has said that its facilities have been recovered. This as U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo heads to the country amid rising tensions with Iran. Showing optimism, the Saudi energy minister said that oil production will be restored by the end of this month. The statement came as global oil prices spiked by a record 14% after drones targeted the world's largest crude oil processing plant run by state-owned Saudi Aramco firm. Meanwhile, blaming Iran for the attack, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence announced that the country's Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will meet with Saudi officials to discuss possible retaliation against Tehran. He added that Washington had proof to incriminate Iran.
And in the wake of this weekend's unprovoked attack on several oil facilities in Saudi Arabia, I promise you, we're ready. As the President said, we don't want war with anybody, but the United States is prepared. We're locked and loaded, and we're ready to defend our interests and our allies in the region. Make no mistake about it. As the President said yesterday, it's certainly looking like Iran was behind these attacks. Our intelligence community at this very hour is working diligently to review the evidence. The Secretary of State is traveling to Saudi Arabia today to discuss our response.
This as Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif said that the United States was in denial over the attacks. Remember, Iran-aligned Yemeni rebels Houthis have claimed responsibility for the attacks. The rebels have denied any help from Tehran. Tensions in the Middle East have escalated after drone attacks on two major oil facilities in Saudi Arabia. The attacks had happened last Saturday, knocked out more than half of crude output from the world's largest exporter. 5% of the global oil supply was cut due to the attacks. Both Washington and its key ally, Riyadh, have blamed Iran for targeting the oil field. There have been two deadly explosions in Afghanistan that killed over 48 people yesterday. A Taliban who in fact holds sway over roughly half the country have told the Afghans to boycott the vote and warned that rallies and polling stations would be its targets as a vow to disrupt the presidential elections in the country on September 28th. This comes after the Taliban refused to talk to the Afghan government. U.S. President Trump had also dismissed the negotiation with the Taliban as dead earlier this month. A series